So let us talk about the first class of immunosuppressants, that is corticosteroids. The corticosteroids were the first pharmacologic agents to be used as immunosuppressives, both in transplantation and in various autoimmune disorders. They are still one of the mainstays for attenuating rejection episodes. The steroids are used to suppress acute rejection of solid organ allografts and in chronic graft versus host disease. For transplantation, the most common agents are prednisone and methylprednisolone, whereas prednisone and prednisolone are used for autoimmune conditions. In addition, they are effective against a wide variety of autoimmune conditions, including refractory rheumatoid arthritis, systemic lupus erythematosus, temporal arthritis, and asthma. The exact mechanism responsible for the immunosuppressive action of the corticosteroids is unclear, but it is said that they act by inhibiting the action of transcription factors, for example necrotic factor Kb and AP1. This reduces the transcription of many cytokine genes, including those for IL-1, IL-2, TNF-alpha, and IFN-gamma. The inhibition of IL-2 synthesis is an important action that reduces clonal proliferation of Th cells. The T lymphocytes are affected most. The steroids can rapidly reduce lymphocyte populations by lysis or redistribution. On entering cells, they bind to the glucocorticoid receptor. The complex passes into the nucleus and regulates the transcription of DNA. Among the genes affected are those involved in inflammatory responses. For example, they are diabetogenic and can cause hypercholesterolemia, cataracts, osteoporosis, and hypertension with prolonged use. The use of these agents is associated with numerous adverse effects. Consequently, efforts are being directed toward reducing or eliminating the use of steroids in the maintenance of allografts. This was a brief overview of corticosteroids. Let us move towards the next class of immunosuppressants. Stay tuned.